Get to know about the latest events at Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines in its mission of communicating the good news of Jesus Christ on air, online, and on the ground. Here is Dan Andrew Cura for The President's Report.
This beautiful piece of music you've just heard is from a Mindanao Kulintang ensemble. Traditionally, it consists of 5 instruments, starting with the main melodic instrument called the Kulintang, which is a set of 8 small gongs arranged horizontally in graduated pitches. Now, next to it are the timekeeper instruments, namely the Dabakan, which is a single-headed drum, and the Babandil, which is a narrow-rimmed gong. There is also the Agong, which is a pair of wide-rimmed gongs that produce the bass sound in the Kulintang orchestra. And the last but not the least is the Gandingan, which is the set of 4 large gongs dubbed as the talking gong, because of the fact that it can reproduce the tones of the Magindanaon language. Hence, when played on its own, the Gandingan can be used to communicate across long distances to deliver messages and warnings to the community. That being said, it is no consequence that our newest radio station in Cotabato is named Radio Gandingan, just like the musical instrument it's been named after. 106.9 DXGR-FM Radio Gandingan serves as an instrument to communicate to the Magindanaon people and bringing the message of peace and good news of Isa Almasi, as Jesus Christ is known among the Muslims. I'm your friend Dan Andrew, and I would like to share with you a brief introduction of 106.9 DXGR-FM Radio Gandingan here on The President's Report. Radio Gandingan began as a community-based radio program of the Al Hayat Foundation Incorporated, or AFI, in the year 2000. The Al Hayat Foundation was established in 1994 as a faith-based Christian development organization that partners with community-based organizations and other like-minded groups to serve unprivileged Magindanaon communities in the area of peace building, education, livelihood, and health promotion. The name Al Hayat is an Arabic word meaning the life, which captures the organization's solidarity with Mindanao's Muslim population, particularly the Magindanaoans. Their vision is for empowered Magindanaon communities primarily, and also to the indigenous groups of the Iranons, Tedurais, and Manobos to make a meaningful contribution towards Mindanao's peace and development. As one of the areas of work, Radio Gandingan began broadcasting as a weekly 1-hour radio program with airtime purchased from a local commercial radio station. Now, through the years, Radio Gandingan has provided a venue for information, education, and advocacy, facilitate discourse, and increased community participation in its target communities in Maguindanao. Promoting dialogues helped resolve conflicts by giving community leaders the opportunity to discuss issues with their community members on air. Radio Gandingan also trained residents to become radio talents and volunteers. Listeners attributed to the radio programs the positive changes in their perspective and behavior on aspects like handling family relations, taking care of the environment, and managing their health. After a decade of providing a medical mission work in the community, Radio Gandingan continued to conduct medical and dental mission to their people who have limited access to health care services. Following the siege of Marawi City in May 2017, Radio Gandingan volunteers also provided evacuees with field reports, updates, and information from government and non-government organizations. Because of their demonstrated compassion and credibility through community-centered activities, local communities trusted Radio Gandingan more than any other source of information. Now, seeing its role in the community, FEBC Philippines partnered with AFI to expand Radio Gandingan into a low-powered community FM radio station in Cotabato City. FEBC provided technical broadcast facilities as well as training for the programming staff. And on March 12, all those years of planning, preparation, and prayer have culminated into the official launching and dedication of 106.9 DXGR-FM Radio Gandingan station. Here are some of the highlights from that event.
Dito po napatunayan natin na yung mga bagay na tunay na nagdudulot ng pagbabago ay nangyayari ngayon through our radio station. At hindi po mangyayari ang kundi sa pagsasama-sama ng mga tao na nagbubuo nito. Kayo po yun, tayong lahat po. So, sama-sama po tayo.
We praise and thank God for how He orchestrated the work of Radio Gandingan. Just like how 5 different instruments of the Kulintang Ensemble could produce riveting music, the Lord brought together His people, despite the stark differences in culture and beliefs, to love, serve, and empower one another through this ministry. We would also like to thank you, our dearest partners and listeners, for your support and prayers that became the building blocks for the continuing work of FEBC and Radio Gandingan. Please continue to pray for our Radio Gandingan staff, volunteers, and partners that they may always be filled with the Spirit as they carry out our mission through radio. Now, this reminds me of the Apostle Paul when he said in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 4 to 5, "My message and my preaching were not in persuasive words of wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power, so that your faith would not rest on the wisdom of mankind, but on the power of God." It is our hope and prayer that each one will truly experience God's transforming power at work in their lives, which leads to a deeper faith and relationship with Him. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, this is your friend Dan Andrew for The President's Report. Do stay safe, and God richly bless you.
You've just heard The President's Report. If you would like to support the work of Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines, please visit our website, donatenow.febc.ph, or email us at info@febc.ph for your questions or suggestions.